Good morning. This is Gwen McGraw-Smith and
Sean Martin.
we're giving you a little bit of an update or a progress report on how things are going in the hybrid Spanish 1 class. I know that several parents have been checking regularly on the Infinite Campus website to see how the grades are going, and it's quite a challenge for us too to keep up with all of this grading that we're doing. But today we want to tell you we've finished the presentation of the Lecciones Preliminares, the very first introductory chapter, and it's time for us to start really working on individualized instruction and more independence for the students as they choose to make their path through Spanish 1.
So, as you know, the general way that the course works is a lot of the instruction is provided online in the form of videos that students watch at home. So we'd like to walk you through how these videos are accessed, how we keep track of who's watched the videos, and how the students are expected to complete activities in class with our guidance. When students log on to Sakai, this is the screen they see. Over here, you have a calendar with red marking the assignments that are upcoming. Over on the left is the toolbar. Students access their videos by going to the assignments tool. They go to tests and quizzes to take anything from an exam to a quiz or even a mini quiz based on a video.
Time out. The grade book that we have here on Sakai is really just a way of us keeping track of who has and who has not done an assignment or taken a quiz. Please do not think these are the scores that go into Infinite Campus, because that's not usually the case. We usually have to modify the scores by grading sections that are too complicated for a computer to keep track of.
Many students become worried when they see their grades in this grade book because they haven't been edited by finalized by the teachers.
Right.
So this is just an initial look at their grade.
We kind of use it like a checklist. That's
some of the other tools that the students have the ability to use. If we scroll down, the main one that they will frequently use is Actividades de Escuchar, which is where we store all of our listening activities. So now let's quickly walk through how an assignment should go at home. Students will click on Assignments. The website will load a list of the assignments that are upcoming. They can click on the one that they are going to be completing, press play, watch the video, rewatch, rewind, pause as many times as necessary. Here's a kind of a look at what kinds of notes students should be taking as they watch these videos. Many times they'll hear trivia,
vocabulary words, grammar points, there may be charts, but what's important is we tell you this is going to be on the quiz, so please pay attention to it. I think in our first chapters, a lot of our students didn't realize we were serious.
But this is a good example of the kinds of notes students should be taking, just bulleting important things that we mention in the videos, and also filling in the vocab list when they're introduced to new vocab. And these notes can then be used to take the mini quiz, which is based on the video that they just finished watching.
But they also end up then having a very good record of the information they'll need to know by heart by the time they get to the real quiz.
So once they finish watching the video, they'll scroll down and there's a small submission box where they can rate the video, giving it 1 star if they felt that it could have been a lot better, or 5 stars if they thought the video was very helpful and effective at teaching the topic. You can also comment any questions that the students had. They can write to us in this assignment text box. Here's an example that a student might comment something like this and say, that they rate it 5 stars. And once they hit submit, they automatically receive points just for watching the video. And it also acts as a kind of checklist for the students to see which videos they've already watched, and we also have a record of which videos they've watched. They click back to list, and they arrive back at the assignment list page where it says the video that we've just finished watching was submitted, the date, and the time that they submitted the assignment.
Now it's time to go over to tests and quizzes and take that mini quiz you just mentioned.
So they'll find the mini quiz labeled exactly the same as the video that they just watched,
Which we're going to cheat and use objectivos instead.
begin assessment. Now they need to make sure that they are ready with their notes out, ready to go, because as you see here it says they have 2 minutes to complete the assignment, and once they submit they cannot go back. Every now and then we'll be kind and we'll give them 2 tries. As you see right here, it says you can submit this assignment 1 more time and your highest score will be recorded. Not all the time will we be that lenient, but since we're just starting out in the first chapter, we'll give them 2 tries.
But please understand, our goal is if you take your notes properly, you shouldn't need more than 1 try. So please, Mom and Dad, help your child to learn that that's kind of the way it is in the real world.
When they're all finished, they click begin, or when they're ready to begin the assignment, they click begin. And there are normally about 2 questions, very simple, straightforward, and
The answers are straight out of their notes, so this should be a no-brainer. Notice the timer running, so you know if you're going to run out of time. And then the last thing is, go ahead and put some answers there, Mr. Martin.
okay, we'll just fill in random answers.
Okay, then you say it, you have to save it.
This is an important step. If you don't save your answers and somehow the internet crashes or you lose power, all the answers would be lost. Now on a quiz with just 2 questions, that's not too big of a deal. But
Except you only get so many tries. It won't let you
Exactly.
keep going.
And once you've got all your answers finished and you've saved, click Submit for grading. That's one of the most important steps.
And then it gives you one last chance to make sure you're ready.
And you have to click Submit for grading a second time. And that's how you know when you come to this page that you have completed this assessment. If you don't come to this page, your assessment has not been submitted. So you have to make sure that you've completely arrived at the complete page and hit continue.
How do you know which quizzes to take when, other than the calendar that's here on Sakai? Well, every child gets a chapter packet, and the top of that packet is this Actividades de Participación chart. Chock full of information, useful, helpful stuff. The far left-hand corner, or the far left-hand column, gives us the names of the video quizzes in the order in which you should watch them. Then the middle columns are textbook activities and workbook activities, and the right-hand column are listening activities. These 3 to the right are all going to be done in class. And one other way we've got these worked out is the first row of information covers the first quiz's bit of detail.
So this row here
Is
covers
vocabulary, and it's going to be on the first quiz, the 1.1
quiz
quiz.
1.1. The first one stands for which chapter the quiz is for, and the second number stands for the sequence of the quiz. So this is the first of 3 quizzes in chapter 1.
So then you would proceed to do the second row would be everything in the second quiz. You'll see here that there's only 1 video for these first 2 sections. The third part of every chapter is the grammar, and you can do these videos simultaneous with vocabulary, or you can wait and watch them after you've mastered the vocabulary activities. In this third, you'll see that we have several videos. Not all of them will have mini quizzes to go along with them. But once you complete all of them and have taken all of the notes and done all of the activities on the chart that you need, you will take quiz 1.3. Next, we have another assessment which we are adding to the ensuing chapters 1 through 8, and that's where we're going to assess your speaking, your pronunciation. This is the SCIT dialogue or speaking assessment. In the very first chapter here, it's merely mimicking a conversation that's already been composed out of the textbook. Finally, we have reading, culture, and writing activities, which leads us up to the taking of the chapter test at the end. Now, a student who's working independently can watch all these videos right in a row, take all the mini quizzes, say, I'm ready to do the 3 chapter quizzes, and take the chapter test in their own pace. The rest of the students, the majority of the students, will be with us in class, and we'll be doing these workbook and textbook and listening things together. What's important, though, is whatever we assign one of the videos to go home and watch, if you don't have that submission that we saw over on the Sakai screen, you're not going to be allowed to join us and start in on those activities. You're going to have to go back to your computer in the classroom, watch the video, and take your notes before we'll let you join the rest of the group.
We'll also use notes as a tool to, or as a way to see if you've watched the videos, and the mini quizzes to see if your comprehension was
sufficient to move
sufficient.
forward. Yeah. The next few things that we want to talk about, we're going to switch over to one of the other, some of our other videos. We have one called How Am I Graded and How Do I Earn Credit for the Course? So please.
The video that you should watch after this is How Will I Be Graded, which explains clearly to students how their grade is broken down, how we weight our grades in this course. The video following that one is entitled Why Mastery,
to help you understand why we've got the 80% rule. All right, thank you very much. Hope this has helped you. If you have any further questions, don't hesitate to contact us. Adios.
Ciao.